Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing to share with you guys. I know what knives are in here, I just haven't opened them up yet, so I'm going to share that with you guys today. These, I believe, are available, so I will link them right down below so you guys can check them out. It does help my channel when you use my link, so it would be greatly appreciated, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Let's go ahead and get into this. This is the one that they meant to send me a long time ago, but they said it actually never left the warehouse. It was just an error. So let's go ahead, and I'm actually excited to take a look. I'm curious to see which one they actually sent me. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is the Mini Malice button lock, which you guys probably remember. The Malice, the original, was much larger. If this looks familiar, right, if you're like, I've seen a lot of knives that seem to be coming from WE or Civivi that look kind of like that, Ferrum Forge, that's where this aesthetic comes from. And it is certainly one that works very well with your hands. I'll say right off the bat here, even though this is a smaller knife with a flipper tab, which is not usually my preference, Ferrum Forge does a good job. When they go for a choil, they dedicate. They don't do this, it's kind of, you can kind of, it's meant for the tip of your finger. No, it's a finger choil, right? They give you a whole big, unless your fingers are really, really big. I wear an XL glove, so I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but if I can get my finger in there, I would venture to guess the majority of people can get their finger in there, right? Or at least half of you. So it's nice. You do have a nice big open handle profile too, so while this is much smaller than the original Malice, I'm still getting a nice grip on. I like this right off the bat. And we have a milled clip. Wonderful. This ano, it's like, the blue with the heavy stonewash really kind of looks like chipped ice, and I like that. It looks nice with the blue anodized hardware as well. I'm guessing we have 20 CV steel. Yes, nicely sharpened. Can we get? I just went to disengage it like a frame lock. You can definitely reverse flick it. This is a pretty pricey knife, but they did a really good job with it. Yeah, that's nice. That feels really good. Yeah, okay, so right off the bat, truly first impressions, very nice. Very happy, full titanium button lock. Definitely prefer this setup over, if they did the same thing as a frame lock, right? Really happy with the milled clip. Kind of wish that it didn't have the flipper tab though, still. It works, and I can definitely get a nice purchase on it. I mean, you can see there, if that looks comfortable, let me tell you, it is. What would make it slightly more comfortable is no flipper tab. Just give me this. Just give me that to work with, and I'm okay, right? But some people are still going to want that flipper tab, and that's fine. Here's the other thing. Do a big one. do a bigger one. I want the original Malice, right? I want that in a button lock. That would be spectacular. Do a big one, please. Take my money. This is really great, though. I do like this. I mean, right off the bat, this is awesome. Let's check out what's in the other box here. The Shudan bronze titanium black stonewash CPM 20 CV blade. It's a little bit heavier, a little bit bulkier. All right, I'm gonna guess it definitely feels like it's a bigger knife. Definitely. It feels like it's a much meatier. Maybe. I don't know. It is definitely bigger. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the nice diagonal lines there. Thinner. Much thinner than I expected. Milled clip. Thank you very much. I like this area right here. This looks very good. I also like the backspacer. It's kind of neat. Departure from your typical frag pattern, right? Okay, we got a nut. So, this is something that has a little bit more style than what we have seen from, what I've seen from WE here within the last few months. This was in collaboration. I'm not sure whose insignia this is, but it looks like it came from a different designer. So, we have a nice thin Persian style blade on a very thin frame lock. I'm going to tell you, there's no extra relief cut for access to the lock bar, and this is a very It's a pretty thin blade, and this is pretty narrow in here. The designer did have these areas carved out so that you could still access it. Still would have preferred a little bit more in here. Styling though, this is nice. How we've got this area milled, look at that. How it's like a shelf. And then there's a nice little channel in here, and then we have this diagonal pattern. This is, you can feel it, right? I mean, it's meaningful texturing. That's nice. Ergonomics are exactly what you'd expect. I mean, this is a big, long, open area. Your lock-in is going to be in between this very pronounced butt end and the flipper tab, which is, yeah, I'm feeling a little, it feels a little confined, but because the pocket clip is not the, you know, the dragon face nonsense, this is a nice milled clip that is flat. It's about as comfortable as it could possibly be, right? It's not bad. It's not bad. The grind, definitely pretty thin down at the edge. And, ooh, definitely a little too much force there from my index finger. Definitely a nice, fine, pointy tip. This is interesting. The Shudan, not really sure how to pronounce it. If this is available, I'll make sure and link it down below. I like this. I'm definitely going to review both because this is a little bit more... This is a little more interesting than what we have seen from Wii here lately. A little bit more character, right? There's a little bit more personality in this knife than some of the other stuff. Not to say that some of Wii's generic, like, in-house designs are bad. It's just, you know, it looks like it was... They took a cast and then they altered a couple of things and then just call it a new knife, right? This, though, yeah... If this is still available, this is, I'm going to say this is probably one that you should pick up. I really like this. They did a great job with the titanium and this whole, I mean, this design translates really well as a smaller knife. And we have seen, you know, the smaller Ferrum Forge knives that, or Ferrum Forge designs that you can get from Civivi, right? And it's kind of the same thing. But this guy is titanium and a button lock and just big enough to where it feels more substantial than the Civivi stuff. I mean, do we have milling in here? I actually didn't look. Yeah, there's milling. So while you do get a fairly substantial amount of titanium, and certainly not a delicate blade by any stretch of the imagination, you know, it's a smaller, compact knife that still feels, you know, like you could put it to work if you needed to. I would have no reservation against putting something like this to work. Reasonable work, obviously, knife work, right? Not talking about work that was, you know, would call upon a hammer or a screwdriver. Knife tasks, right? Button feels good, not a lot of travel, and when it's in the closed position, it does sit flush. Yeah, so it's nice and recessed there. Very good. Lefties, you're okay if you don't choke up. Choked up? Yeah, it takes a lot of deliberate force. Pretty unlikely. I'm squeezing as hard as I can here, and I'm not disengaging it, so. All right. Full reviews incoming. Couple of weeks. We'll get them in the queue. I'll give my full thoughts, everything like that. Thank you so much to Wii Knives for sending these in for me to take a look at. That's going to be pretty much it today. Like I said, I'll link these right down below. You guys can check them out. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.